our own Afghan vet here from Oshawa, Mr. Rick Kurelo.
Padre, Mayor Henry, distinguished guests, city councilors, thank you for coming out today. Peacekeeping Day. We'll listen to Al Williams talk about his experience, and we're so lucky to live in this country, all of us. I know everybody in this room realizes how lucky we are to live here. I'm going to relate a couple stories from my time overseas, just so we can think about my generation. And I think about my time in Bosnia and Yugoslavia, which was horrible. Villages burned out, people running everywhere, families displaced. And there you are as a Canadian soldier trying to make a difference. All of a sudden you're in a bombed out village, you got a family, you look at your friends around you, your Canadian buddies, and you go, what can we do to make a change? What can we do to make a difference? And Canadians do that overseas. We make a difference. And I'll tell you one story in Bosnia. I was with 3rd Battalion, Royal Canadian Regiment Parachute Company, RCRs. Came into a village, terrible. Kids running around, no shoes on, nothing. Little school, nothing in the school. No water, no electricity, no paper, nothing. We pull up, come into the village, locals come out. The grandmother comes out and brings out the finest china she has. She saved it. She managed to save that china all through the war. She brings it out and serves us tea. We sit down, we talk to the villagers, try to understand what they need. What do they need to survive? Well, you know what? We want our kids to get an education. So our team goes over to the school. There's nothing in the school. In true Canadian fashion, everybody goes back to their carriers, gets Mars bars. They've never seen Mars bars. They don't even know what a Mars bar is. Get cans of Coke. They've never seen Coke. They don't even know what Coke is. We get paper, pens, we bring it into the school. School's bombed out. There's no windows, there's nothing. We put it on the tables. We had field message pads. And for you guys that are soldiers and remember, field message pads, they're just something you write your notes on every day. We rip them out, we put them on the table of every seat in that school. Pens, everything we had, we left it in that. Came back 3 days later. Came into that village 3 days later. We came into that school, and there was a Canadian flag with one of those field message pads, a Canadian flag drawn on that field message pad, taped on the wall. Think about that. That's the difference that Canadian soldiers are making. It's not all the money that comes from the international community. It is, but it's the guys on the ground. It's the guys every day that are out there that are making the difference. Because they care. Canadians care. They really have a compassion that's different. And for the guys that have been over there, and I know there's a lot in this room, you know what I mean. The Canadians are different. You go through the villages in Bosnia and Afghanistan, they recognize the flag. When I was in Afghanistan, they look at my flag on my left shoulder, and I'm not joking, they thought it was a village. And I'm talking in the middle of nowhere here, okay? They have nothing. They looked at the Canadian flag, they thought it was a village. A village. They didn't know it was a country. They thought it was a village. So then you're faced with people that have nothing. So what are you going to do? So we are so fortunate to live in this country. I count my blessings every day to live here and to grow up in this community. And my family's from Oshawa for many, many generations. My grandfather had a grocery street down here on Conan Street in the 20s. My dad's a World War II guy. I come back from those experiences, and I just feel so lucky to live here. But speaking from a Bosnian and Afghan vet, I can tell you that, and there's a guy in Desert Kadpat here today who served his time there, we are making a difference. But it's the guys on the ground that are making the difference every day out there. handing out Mars bars, handing out Band-Aids, handing out cans of Coke. Those are the guys making the difference. And people remember that. They really do over there, and they love Canadians. They really do. I know we hear a lot of terrible things on the news, but when you're walking the villages and you're walking, talking to the people, there's a difference. Canadians are so respected overseas. There's so much respect for us. I just want to say that. So thank you very much. I just want to share those stories with you. Take care.